Hello, everyone. Welcome to Geekonomics. We're back. Another week, another show. Marc and Bryon here. We got a bunch to talk about. There's some crazy news that we got to talk about.
Yes.
We're going to talk about Acolyte.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk Clash of the Castles this weekend.
Predictions.
It's also Father's Day weekend.
Mm-hmm.
For those who still have fathers.
Mm-hmm.
For those in the Dead Dad Club, we don't have that problem. We completely forget it happens.
God. It's turned into a...
Well, it's a thing. It happens.
I know.
Everyone's going to be there sooner or later. But first off, and a great transition on my part, we're going to transition to promoting
East of the River.
East of the River, Comics and Collectibles Show. You're welcome, Scott.
East of the River Comic Book Collectibles Show, June 30th, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the American Legion at 566 Enfield Street. We're going to have comics, toys, collectibles, cards, retro stuff, D&D stuff,
Hot Wheels,
local artists, much, much more. And you'll have Hot Wheels.
Yes.
And I'm going to have 2 fresh bins.
Fresh.
Well, not fresh to me, of D&D stuff. And I'm talking edition 1, 2, 3. This is old stuff.
Old stuff.
It is in, a lot of it's pretty good condition.
Yeah.
But I will be selling it under market price. It's being marked to be sold.
Everything must go.
Everything must go.
Brian continually going out of business sale.
Yeah, I want people
just like KB Toys.
Yes,
it's continually going out of business.
I'm always giving deals with the D&D stuff. This is my philosophy. I will market.
Whatever you don't have to carry back is a good thing.
Exactly.
That's I'm going with. That's what I'm going with.
No, what I look at 2 things. If a kid comes up to me, young guy, and he's just like, "Man, I'm getting to D&D. I need inspiration. I love this stuff." I'll cut him a deal because I know he's taking
one or 2. I mean, I wouldn't go. I don't be too gullible.
No,
I'm trying to get into it. I've been playing D&D for 20 years.
Oh, you can tell the difference. Now, obviously, it's a collectible guy who wants to resell it.
Yeah,
then I don't really.
Next show, you find it sitting on their table for twice the price you sold them.
Hasn't happened yet. And the people, these are 19, 20-year-old. You can tell the difference. It's not not like a 50-year-old guy.
I'll be monitoring you. I'll be monitoring to see how you get these things off out of your tubs of stuff.
Here's also what I say, Mark. I didn't pay for any of this stuff.
Well, don't say that. You don't tell people that. That's just like
I inherited it.
Well, that's not. You don't tell people that
Why?
stuff.
That's not how you make the money.
That's not how you do it. Because then they're just like, oh, well, this chump's just getting rid of the stuff. I don't have any problems scamming him now. Because
oh my God, what did you turn into scamming?
Jeez.
This is how I look at it. If a young person's coming up and man, he's really loving this stuff and he wants to buy a bunch, I cut him a deal. That's it. That's
You're
how I work it.
Shrewd businessman, Brian.
It's not. I'm here to get rid of things. I'm not holding on to stuff. Now, if I wanted to make real money and I could be a jerk and go on eBay, yeah, I could.
That's what I would do.
eBay,
I have no problems being a jerk.
eBay stinks. eBay's the worst.
I wouldn't go on eBay. I'd sell it to the show, but just market for what it's worth.
Anyway, that's what's happening June 30th. I hope
I will not be having that deal at the Hot Wheels booth. So good luck, kids.
You'll be bringing your Hot Wheels back.
I will have a bin of like Hot Wheels that if kids come up, they can just grab a Hot Wheel.
Oh!
But there's like the ones that are junk ones. Like, I don't freaking care.
But they could be selling them on the black market for millions of dollars.
The ones that have lived in our dresser
for years. Those I won't be selling for that.
No, but like the beat up ones.
No, those ones I won't be selling for that either because those are still good.
I guess I have to give you context about these D&D stuff. They're in okay condition, but they're not pristine. Like Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
They've been used.
Yeah.
Names have been written in the.
No, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're not in the greatest conditions.
Yeah, they're like a used book.
Yeah.
Like a textbook.
That's why I'm willing to let stuff go and make people happy.
Yeah.
I want people to be happy.
They can read all of.
Or figures, Brian, or just books?
It's just books, mostly books. But I do have dice. I do sell dice.
There you go, Josh. You can get
dice.
more dice you won't use.
Shut up.
We do have.
I just found a thing of dice in my man room.
Yeah.
That someone gave me, and I never even know I had.
Oh, that happens.
Do you still have the dice trays here, Mark?
I do.
The ones Jay made.
The one Jay made. Yeah, I got to bring them to the next. I keep forgetting to bring them to D&D and to give them to everybody.
Yeah. I mean, we don't really need them.
You.
We don't really need them. I guess.
No, but it'd be cool to have.
Yeah.
People can have them. You cannot keep them here.
That's true.
Clean out another space. I still have that dungeon game that we never played.
Oh, yeah.
We were going to play. I never got around to doing that.
Never got to do that.
Yeah.
Anyway, That's east of the river.
Yes.
June 30th.
Yes.
Come on down.
I'll be working the door. Say hi.
You'll be working the door.
You mentioned the show. You'll get in for $1.
That's what I heard. That's the rumor.
And
Yeah.
so will everyone else.
Shut up.
It's like three
Man.
stooges over here. Anyway, let's move on.
Yes.
Marcus, I got a few things to talk about, but how was your weekend? I'll let you go first.
Week was good. Yeah, it was quiet. Nothing crazy. Started watching the show Clipped. The story of the L.A. Clippers owner debacle.
With Ed O'Neill?
Yes.
I saw
yes,
that
he's
on
very
Hulu.
good. Yeah, and Lawrence Fishburne. Yeah, it's I can tell Claire it's skeevy but good. What he did was very skeevy, and the assistant he had is very weird.
Mark,
Just a bunch of weird people.
did you hear about the players that are actually watching it? Because they're like, we didn't know what was going on, so
Yeah.
they're learning stuff of themselves.
No, exactly. That's the other thing I was gonna say. Yeah, like the players that were on the team at that time didn't even know all the details of behind the scenes
And
stuff.
why would they? Because
No, they didn't. Yeah. Why would they? Yeah, but yeah. So it's kind of a crazy thing that's happening.
Interesting. I did
But
see it on Hulu.
it's very
all the
good.
time.
Ed O'Neill's amazing.
Yeah.
As that character, the person
Yeah,
actually.
he's a good actor. I like Ed
Yeah.
O'Neill.
Yeah. It's good to see him in something other than just like a comedy.
Yeah, Modern Family.
Yeah, or Married with Children.
Right. My favorite is what was the movie he was in? Not the
Dutch?
Dutch was a good movie.
Yeah.
Dutch was good.
He was
Yeah.
also in Wayne's World.
Yes,
was in Wayne's World.
He
one
was
of the
the guy,
stand-up.
the donut guy. at
Yeah, he was
Stanford.
donut
He worked
guy.
in
Yeah.
the diner
Donut King.
there. Yeah, the diner.
Yeah.
And he talked about the killing of telling the fable about
Was
the
it
Indian.
Vietnam?
It's a Vietnam
Vietnam
thing.
War
He told
story or
that, and then he
something
told
like that?
something else about Indian or something.
Yeah, and the smoke coming from the body was like the soul. I don't know. It
Yeah,
was really funny.
it was
You have
very-
to look up
yeah.
on YouTube, but it was good.
It's very interesting.
And
Yeah, that's about it.
yeah.
Didn't really do much else. Yeah. Kind of just chilled last weekend. Didn't do a dang thing.
Wow.
Getting pretty far in Fallout 4. Been playing a lot of that.
Yeah.
I got Nick Valentine out of the
Oh, nice. I like Nick
yeah,
Valentine.
got him out of that. Then I can't remember if I found her. I did find her. I'd misplaced Piper. I'd sent her when you get Nick Valentine, you can send her away.
You can send her back home.
But I thought I sent her back home, but it tells you pick where you want to send her to.
Oh, yeah, different places.
And I sent her some random place. I didn't know where I sent her. I forgot where I sent her. So I had to go to all the different things to find her, and then I was able to get that figured out. But now I'm at the castle,
Oh, with the
Murlocs.
right.
Yeah.
Wow.
The crabs.
You got a lot to do, but
Yeah.
you're chugging along.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, a lot of exploring. Getting into
There's
exploring.
a lot to do. Yeah, it's an exploring kind
Yeah.
of game. It took me a long time. To
Oh, I did the
beat it.
Kellogg thing too. I just
Kellogg thing.
beat Kellogg, the guy
Oh.
who took your kid.
Yes. Okay.
I just did that part where you go through his brain and everything.
Yes.
That part.
Yeah. Now, did you go to the site that the
I haven't gotten to Institute yet.
institute? That's what-
Yeah.
okay.
I have to go to the Glowing Sea, which I don't. There's no real direction on where that is. So I got to
On the
figure
map
that out.
isn't just the coast, the glowing sea.
Yeah,
Maybe that
I think it's
coast.
find this guy and the Glowing Sea.
Oh no! I think the glowing sea, if I remember correctly, it might be in the bottom left-hand corner where you have to have a suit and all this radiation stuff.
Power
on.
armor, yeah.
Power, but you have to have it. To the max.
Radaway and Rad-X and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
because when you go in there,
Yeah.
you have to make it to a point. But
Yeah.
it's gonna drain you as you're
Yeah,
in there.
yeah.
I believe that's what you're talking.
Yeah.
about. That might. Be,
Yeah.
That
It
might
said
be it.
make sure you're stacked up on,
yes.
which I have tons of.
Yes.
So
You literally go into it and it's all mutants and everything.
Oh,
You're just-
great.
You're just
that's my
surrounded-
least favorite thing is mutants.
all green. Everything's green.
Super mutants are the worst.
Yes. What I did,
I stay away from super mutant hideouts. There's things there that I can get, and I know there's stuff there, but it's I don't want to deal with these guys.
once you beeline it there, there's a save point. So
Yeah.
you can fast travel into
Yeah.
it. Because I would not want to travel. Once
No,
you go
yeah,
in
yeah,
there,
yeah.
don't want to travel back
Yeah.
in there. Yeah, yeah.
I don't really like traveling at all, really.
Yes.
I try to find locations and then
fast travel.
fast travel.
I did the same thing.
It's I don't have that kind of time.
Because you walk so slowly.
You lumber.
You're
You're
I
lumber.
hate it.
Yeah.
It's my
Especially because you have
least
to hide. It's crouch, and you can't really run in a crouch.
No.
It's not like I just be like walking around normally. It's like I did the combat zone. I did that.
Man.
I stayed away from Swan. I haven't done that part yet. Not that there's anything really good out of that, but
Right. Wow. You're getting there. All right, that's where the glowing sea is.
yeah,
Good luck.
yeah,
Next time we talk, I'm sure you'll
yeah. This weekend I'll probably tackle that. I also have some Lego to do, so
Oh,
we'll see.
jeez, man.
Yeah, not anything big. I guess they came out with a bunch of like Firm of the One cars recently, so
jeez.
I snagged some of those. So I got those to build. Some 2-packs of Speed Champions.
You're ready to rock.
I am. I'm excited. They're sitting on my table, ready to go.
You got to get ready for the big show. You gotta price all those Hot Wheels.
I'm doing that this weekend too.
All right.
I'm taking a table with me. I got to borrow a table here from the bunker, and
I think that he has a table there.
no, for my
Oh,
gathering of things,
gotcha. The gathering and
Yeah.
stuff. I gotcha.
so I can set things up
Yeah.
and decide which is going, which is leaving, that kind of thing.
You're like Toy Story. You are leaving. And
Yes,
it's like, no.
yes, yeah, exactly. Who shall stay and who shall go? The
Go.
claw decides.
Speaking of video games, Mark,
Speaking of video games,
my brother
yes.
got me
Uh-huh.
WWE 2K24.
Oh man,
I got the big edition
yeah. The WrestleMania edition.
because it was on sale
Nice.
for $75 for the whole thing.
Wow.
And he got it for me an Xbox, which is great. You just text. You can buy things for people and send it to
Yeah.
them. I played that on Saturday.
Ooh, we should. I should get it. We should do my GM mode.
Well, I can tell you, I've played around. I've made a character.
Yeah.
Oh my God, there's so much to do. I want to. I start to jump into the time that you get to play these big matches that
Yes.
happen throughout time,
Yes.
history of WWE,
Yes.
WWF, and it's so cool because it's in between live action and playing.
Yes.
So it's kind of neat. It's really
Yeah.
cool. And the roster, like I get all the DLCs.
Yeah.
And it's so cool because you can create a character and you can have their own
Yes,
opening
entrance and everything, yes.
You pick everything.
Yes.
It's cool.
Yes.
And
I
then
played the game before. So.
I've never the last WWE
This is what happens when you play sports games too. You can do the same thing.
This is the last game I played wrestling was WWF Royal Rumble for the Super Nintendo.
Wow.
It was the last time I
that's
played
a good
wrestling
one.
game.
That was a good game.
Yes, it was. We used to crank the theme songs.
I think my last one was the WWE NWO, maybe, or WCW NWO.
Was that the Nintendo 64?
didn't we had one, didn't we? We had one of the, not 2Ks, but it was like Raw versus SmackDown or something like that.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Proud Boy.
Yeah, Raw versus SmackDown.
Those
that
are
was PlayStation,
PlayStation
2.
2 era.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I got they added these like toy models of some like Hulk Hogan, Cody Rhodes.
Yes. Yeah. Action figures.
Action figure. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
So I'm starting my own character from the very bottom, NXT.
Yes.
And
You're like my career mode.
yeah, it's cool. I got a beef going with one guy. Yeah, it's really fun. Then I'm watching wrestling going, press Y in my head. Press Y.
Press Y.
Reverse. Press Y. R-A.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Load up the finisher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, seriously,
Hit it with your
like,
finisher.
as I'm watching wrestling
You have
this
a finisher
week,
loaded up.
the
Yeah, that's what
buttons
happens. That's
are
what
in my
happens.
head now, and I'm like, hit Y.
Welcome to the
R-A,
madness.
R-
Welcome to the madness, brother.
I know, yeah. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's a great game.
Oh yeah.
Also, I need an excuse to fire up my Xbox. I haven't played it in a long time. So, and there's a bunch of stuff on there I got to play anyway.
Yeah.
But good times.
Sorry, I got new shorts and my keys are bunching up.
Then on Saturday, I was like, I told Allison, I said, hey, Godzilla Minus One's out. Would you want to watch it?
Yes,
Now, she
on the
is.
Netflix.
On Netflix. She's
Did you
like,
get the Netflix?
Hold on, I got this little story. So I said, she goes, is it going to make me cry? I don't really want to cry. And I said, it could. And she goes, oh, if you say could, it's
That
going to
means
make
it's
me
happening.
it's going to make me bawl.
Yes.
How about let's watch that? Let's watch a murder show.
Let's watch a murder show instead. That won't make me cry at all.
Hold on. Gets even worse. So I said, well, there's an episode of Dark Side of the Ring with Chris Benoit.
Oh, that's the bad idea.
And I said, I go, it's recent.
It's a murder show, technically.
Yeah, I go, you might like this one. 'Cause she has watched Dark Side of the Rings when I'm watching in the bedroom.
Yeah.
And she gets kind of sucked into those because
Yes,
it's a murder
the way
show.
they do them, yeah.
So she goes, she
like
just goes,
documentary
Is
style.
there a is it about a murder? And I go, yes. That's all I tell her.
That's terrible. You're a terrible husband.
I didn't know everything.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, Brian.
No.
Brian, no.
No.
Brian.
Brian, no.
By the end
Well,
of episode 2,
It was a nice marriage.
hold on. By the end of episode 2,
She must have been dying.
we both were crying.
Oh,
I
no.
was crying. I was like, who put tears in my wrestling show?
Wrestling show.
Brian,
Who put
no.
sadness in wrestling show?
But Allison said she was just like, that was we've been talking about it all week. She kept thinking about the son that survived, obviously his
Yes.
first son.
Who's now a wrestler?
Yeah,
But-
they won't let him use his name.
Well,
Yeah.
hold on. The fact that Chris Jericho got him and the woman from the wife's side there, the
Yes.
sister,
Yeah.
sorry, got them back together because there was fractured because of everything.
Yeah.
And that was the most heartwarming part of that whole story.
Yeah.
And I'm getting chills just thinking about it. Like, that was fantastic.
If you like that, not in that way.
Yeah.
But if you thought that was good.
That was a good ending.
They just started Who Killed WCW.
I saw that.
The first episode is amazing.
Because I was never a WCW person
Yeah.
growing up. I was always WWF.
Yeah.
Like, I know Ric Flair was on WCW.
Yes. He was in WB for a tiny bit, but
Right, yeah.
he's very mad that they didn't interview him for this.
Really? Well, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's a Dwayne The Rock Johnson production.
Yes, I see the ads now.
Yes. And they interview him a lot, which is weird.
He wasn't
'cause
part of
He was
WCW.
never in WCW.
But was his dad?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
His dad was champion at WCW.
Oh, that's right, he was.
His dad was a
Yeah,
wrestler.
but they don't talk to him about that. They talk to him about, like, he just chimes in with, yeah, it was crazy. When we were in WWE, we would watch their stuff on the monitor. It's like, cool, Rock. Thanks for the input, Mr. Producer that wants to be on the show.
Well, anyway, this was an amazing episode of Dark Side of the Ring.
Yes.
And Chris Jericho, like...
He produces all of them.
No, I know. And he
Yeah.
does a voiceover. Because Allison goes, he looks familiar. I go, well, you
Yes.
recognize his voice because he does the voiceover for all
Yeah.
the episodes. And he goes, this is the first time he's actually in it.
Yeah.
But he was part of it. But man, he gets he goes up higher in the pedestal of like a great human being for doing what he did.
Yeah.
To get them back together.
Yeah.
And the fact they went to, they're hanging out and they can heal together. Because I think that was the most important part. Because of that person's actions, he not only almost destroyed the WWE, but he destroyed his wife's reputation. She was like a really good
Woman, yeah.
The woman.
That was her name, Woman.
But she was first
In
of her kind.
WCW, yeah.
Yeah, and it kind of sucks because that
She was with the Four
her legacy's
Horsemen
kind
and-
of sullied because of this.
Yeah, she had the Four Horsemen. When Chris was with the Four Horsemen, she was part of the Dungeon of Doom
Yeah.
with Kevin Sullivan. That was the whole thing.
Yes, yeah. Well, they explained
But,
it in
yeah,
the doc.
yeah.
But I recommend it. It was really good. And I said to Allison, I go, the next day I go, I'm really sorry that we watched that. And she goes, that was really good.
Yeah.
But she's like, I keep thinking about the kid.
They're
you
all
know?
really good.
Yeah. No, they
all
are. But that
they all
one
have some of them
was,
are kind of tough.
that was like
Like
emotional.
the one with Sonny and Chris Candido. That was a tough one to watch.
I want to watch that one next.
that was
I
a
think.
tough one.
Yeah.
Not so much like sad, like it's sad, but not like you're not like crying, but
Yeah.
just
The other interesting
with
part
drugs
about
and
it is that
everything.
the other wrestler, forget his name, that he ended up retiring from wrestling and went into like the study of the human brain and the CT stuff.
yes,
I
yeah,
don't remember his name.
yeah. Chris something.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Like how the CT, he was real-
CTE. He was like one of the first people to work on that.
He
He went to Harvard and everything.
Yeah, I know, real smart guy, and
Yeah.
like it was that was interesting. So there's a lot of interesting stuff from those
Yeah.
episodes. But man, we went from, and I said we should watch Godzilla because
He wouldn't have been as sad.
he wouldn't have been as sad.
It's sad, but in a different way.
Right. But yeah, that was basically it. And then I've been reading a lot of Conan the Barbarian, the run that's going on right now, and I'm loving it. And then I watched Fire and Ice from 1983, which was an animated movie.
I'm sure Matt would know all about it.
Frank Frazetta,
yes,
Conan fame, and he did all that kind of stuff. It's early animation, but it was rotoscope.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm watching going, this is rotoscoped, but it was amazing.
Yeah.
Then I watched the making of, and they're saying how it was rotoscoped, and they filmed the entire movie, and it was so cool how they did it, because they're out in the parking lot, and they have a big trailer, a big, like, lift, attacking people, and they got spears, and that was a big monster. But, yeah, it's a really fascinating movie, Fire and Ice. It's the same, the animation, the cover style is Conan.
Neat.
But yeah, it was cool. Anyway, that's my weekend, Mark. We got one bit of news before we jump into the Acolyte.
Yes.
What's the big news? Because I don't know anything about this.
Joey Chestnut of the July 4th hot dog eating fame came out earlier this week. He is being banned. They're saying for life, but I don't know if that's kind of extreme. But he's being banned from this year's competition because he is signed on to be the spokesperson for Impossible Dogs, the vegan hot dogs. So Nathan's is not letting him, or he's not coming to agreement to be able to participate in this year's championship. He's won 4 championships in a row eating hot dogs. 41 hot dogs in a row was last year's winning number.
I can do 2. I'm done.
I can do 1 and I'm done. I'm more of a kielbasa dog guy myself.
Yeah, I mean, well, I love the old Costco hot dog.
That's a big hot dog.
That's a big wiener.
That's a big wiener.
I like
footlongs.
I'm a fan of the Costco dog.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of their bun. Dog's all right. The bun's a little much.
You don't like the bun?
It's too too
bunny.
Like I have an issue,
too bready?
And I've had this conversation with Claire recently, and she's like, "You worry about this way too much." I have an issue with meat to bun ratio.
Yes.
It's like if you have like a hamburger.
No, there's a balance. There's a balance.
Yeah, there's a balance. It's like you can't have like a hamburger and a huge bun.
No.
Same like you can't have like a hot dog.
Right.
And a ginormous bun.
Right.
Like if you have like too wide of buns on the sides of the hot dog.
Yeah.
It's like too much. It's not like.
I gotcha.
That's like it's not enough. Too much bread to the meat ratio.
I gotcha. I agree.
That's my issue with the Costco dogs. Is there's too much.
We gotta
bread.
watch our words, because I feel like one of our listeners is gonna take us out of context and like.
Well, that's fine. Whatever.
You know who I'm talking about? It's gonna be Rocky.
Yeah, rhymes with Rocky. Yes.
All right. So for some information on Nathan's.
Yeah.
Yes.
Give it to us.
It is a 10-minute hot dog eating competition.
It is.
The women's champion is Miko Sudo,
which is new. They just started doing that not too long ago.
That's a recent one.
Yeah.
Her last year she ate 39 and a half hot dogs. Her record is 48 and a half.
Jeez Louise, that's a lot of wiener.
And Joey Chestnut broke his own record last year.
Joey Chestnut, don't forget.
Yeah,
Say it right.
He's listed as Joey Chestnut on the website.
Say it right. Pay the price.
I've never even heard the word Jaws.
His record.
Well, come on, his mouth. He's eating all that food.
You made it up. You give him a nickname.
Well, why not?
Okay. But his record he set last year is 62 hot dogs and buns.
Good Lord.
In 10 minutes.
Well, you know what the thing they do is, and I saw this.
And then they can dunk them into water.
They dunk it in the water so that way it's easier to digest and everything.
Sounds are gullet quicker.
Well, because it's loose. It's not like
I know.
the hard substance.
But
that's a lot of hot dog.
That's more than jeez.
That's weird.
That's like more than they sell at Fenway on a Red Sox game day. That's a lot of hot dogs. I don't think I've eaten that many hot dogs in my lifetime.
I mean, I'll have a hot dog now and again.
But do you think you've had 62 hot dogs in your life?
I think I maybe have had 5 hot dogs this year.
But
that's it.
Yeah. But
so
think
I've
about
had
that.
62 hot dogs.
In your lifetime?
Yes.
I've definitely not had 62 hot dogs in my lifetime. I'm not a big hot dog guy.
Oh, come on. It's like that's
45 years I've had to have had more than 61 hot dogs.
But that guy's had it. He's done that in 10 minutes.
I know, it's insane.
But Mark, you have to think how many hot dogs you have like 2 or 3 when you had hot dogs as a kid at a time.
Maybe 2 at the most.
Right.
I've never had more than 2 at a time.
So that's...
But even then,
years,
but
that's
like
20.
Yeah,
in
even
a
now
day,
with like we just had the thing at Claire's dad's house. I probably had 2 hamburgers and 1 hot dog, and that's about the extent
that's
of it.
what I do too.
More hamburgers than hot dogs.
Yeah, I like the hamburger.
I'm more of a burger guy than a dog guy.
I agree. I'm a big burger guy.
I'm going to turn that monitor off if you keep staring over at it.
No, I'm not
continually.
staring at
You're
it.
staring at it continually.
He likes to look into the
Man,
void.
look at it yourself.
Look
at me, I'm on TV,
I
Mom.
wasn't looking at the monitor.
He's going to text his mom. Look, Mom, I'm TV.
You look at me.
I'm a big star. I want to be in pictures.
Could it be a bitches?
I'm going to be a contender.
Joey Chestnut.
He could have been a contender, but now he's not going to be.
All right, so he's being banned
He's banned.
because he wants to have vegan hot dogs.
He wanted them to let him eat vegan hot dogs.
And they're saying no.
No, because it's cheating.
But how?
Because
Explain.
if he think
It's
about
just veggie
61 vegetable hot dogs,
Well, they're not. They're still processed into
veggie
hot dog
dogs.
form.
Yes, but they're veggie dogs.
Okay.
61 of those compared to 61 beef hot dogs. Mm-hmm. It's a bit different consistency in digestion.
I don't know about that.
I think they don't like those.
Is there science behind this?
Those Impossible dogs don't like hold up integrity wise to a real beef hot dog.
I almost feel like the Beyond stuff, like
Beyond stuff isn't bad, but it's definitely not meat. So I can understand how it probably doesn't.
Like if someone
weigh
next to you,
on you in your stomach.
if you're eating like a Boca burger and
it's not as heavy.
and I'm eating a hamburger,
Right.
you're gonna eat more Boca burgers than I'm gonna eat hamburgers to get full.
Probably.
So that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So he's gonna eat way more Impossible dogs.
Yeah. Now, he went vegan. So maybe he should just retire from this and let someone else.
That was my other thought. It's
But
like,
then
why
the
would
thing
you
is,
even
that's the thing
apply
is,
for it?
Right.
He didn't go vegan.
He didn't. He's just being sponsored
He's
by
just
them.
the sponsor and spokesperson.
Yeah.
For
but they're dropping
Impossible
him.
Burger.
Oh, okay.
Impossible says they're fine with him going to do this.
All
He
right.
can go eat the hot dogs.
So maybe
Nathan's, on the other hand, doesn't want somebody coming in that's sponsored by another competitor of theirs.
So why doesn't he start his own competition with the vegan people?
He could.
I mean-
An Impossible dog competition.
Yeah.
They can hold it right next door.
Right next door.
The Impossible Hot Dog Eating Contest.
It's impossible to show up for it.
Yes, it's impossible because everyone's at the
'Cause
real
everyone's at the
thing.
real one.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
He should do that. He should just set up a table
Yes.
outside of it and just eat Impossible dogs as
Right.
those guys eat regular hot dogs.
Guys.
I ate 70 of them. Oh my god!
I ate 100 of these things. You guys are
Brian,
eating 61.
Do not do that hand motion.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh, you're tooting too? Jeez Louise.
Oh, I had a
Did you have
small
milk before
one.
this morning?
Jeez. I didn't know you heard that.
Yeah, I've been with you long enough. I know unfortunately, I know your noises.
I don't.
It's not something I wanna know.
I don't think the mic's picked it up.
That's something I
still.
want to know. I'm surprised it didn't.
You know, it was a tiny.
It wasn't tiny.
It was.
You also do the thing where you lift yourself up in the air, like it's like you're like accomplishing something. Like,
And you're on
woo!
the wide too.
It's like Mario.
You're on the wide, so everyone saw the. Woo-hoo.
Woo!
Oh God.
I tooted.
Oh God. We're off the rails. All right, my bad.
Acolyte.
Acolyte.
Speaking of wet farts, Acolyte.
All right, we're gonna reset it. All right, so Joey Chestnut, we will
Will
follow.
that fart last longer?
We are gonna follow his career path and
Yes,
journey.
we'll have more for you.
I want to have Joey
we'll have,
Chestnut updates.
We'll have the news desk keep an eye on the Joey
Yes.
Chestnut news.
If anything comes through, Josh, we just need to know. You need to interrupt us. and
Jump in any time and
Yeah.
let us know if Joey Chestnut's been allowed to be a part of the competition.
By the end of the summer,
But it's going to be July 4th is when it
And
happens.
all I know,
So-
like, it's crazy how many people are talking about it. Though it's like it's a hot dog eating contest.
It's like breaking
but
news on like
everybody's
actual news
talking about it.
shows,
like ESPN and TSN and
like
sports.
actual like news was
Yeah.
breaking in to talk about it. It's almost as big as Dan Hurley turning down the Lakers.
yeah. Well, that's
Like that
big.
was,
that was-
breaking
that's
news.
big.
Like they cut into like regular shows to tell about that. It's like,
especially when it came out that the governor promised to pay him, and everyone's like,
yeah.
What money? Where are we getting this money from to pay him?"
Well, I mean, guy wins 2 championships is a little more important than the guy who's out paving the street, I guess.
I know.
That's the way America.
Welcome to America.
All All right. We've
gone off the rails.
Yeah, we have. Let's bring it back to
Bring it back to the Acolyte.
All right.
A new show on Disney Plus.
You got it, baby.
Star Wars set 100 years in the past of New Hope.
Yes, this is about the Jedi.
It's about when the Jedi were the Jedi.
100 years before
Episode 1.
Episode
the
1.
Phantom
Oh,
Menace.
okay, gotcha. That one. So anyways, 100 years before that. So Yoda's like 12 at this point.
No, Yoda would be
No, he's
middle-aged.
like 550 or 600.
I'm kidding. Wackos. That was a nerd test, and you guys both failed. You're both super nerds.
Or honestly, I think I passed, all right? So there.
I know, but I think me and Josh passed.
That's why we can't do shows on Wednesdays. We're way too
actually-
excited.
What is going on?
We're way too amped up.
What?
Mondays are more like just getting the week and like,
same thing. It's like,
like
is it because
dragging.
it's a Wednesday?
We've already gotten into the week now. We're ready to go.
Oh my god! All right, so the Acolyte.
This show's gonna get at least
Because it's
25
hump day,
views.
that's why.
Oh, well, we are now in the YouTube podcast sphere, so we actually get hits on that.
Yeah.
in the video,
Audio
and
and
the
video.
audio. It's good.
Yeah.
And we have a recurring viewer, Rocky, who watches us weekly. It seems.
Yeah.
So awesome.
Well, if I start saying goodnight to other people now, maybe they'll start watching.
Maybe. Well, I know Rocky will basically tell on us.
him and Bobby, yeah.
He'll tell on it.
Or if we say things about other people, he'll rat us out
Oh,
in our
he
group
does.
chat.
He already.
Marc and Bryon were talking about blah, 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 blah.
My favorite was he goes, and John, Mark was saying shit about you. I go, he wasn't.
I was not.
I know. And then Rocky goes, well, okay, he wasn't. That's fair.
I was saying shit about Dune, not about John.
I know, but it was really funny.
Wait, John isn't Dune?
No, I know, right? You figured John wrote it at this point. All he said is John would know more about this than I would because he's read the books and I haven't.
That's what I literally said in
Yeah.
the chat.
Yeah.
To clarify.
That's why I don't listen to the 7 chats we have going on right now because it's like, why do we have all these chats?
I think group chats are the worst thing ever invented.
They are.
I absolutely hate group chats.
Well, my question is why
I
do you
don't
guys
mind
have
them,
so many?
but I don't like them.
You guys have so many group chats with the same people minus one.
Because what happens is we'll be like, okay, Rocky's graduation's coming. Let's all have a group chat to talk about what gift we're going to give him. Mm-hmm. And then that group chat never dies. It just keeps going on for some reason. And then we have a group chat we would need to buy a gift for John's birthday. And that group chat continues on for some reason and never dies. And we have the original group chat that we use that I put stuff in and no one ever responds back to about anything.
I respond. I like our chat. Simple.
I like our chat. That's you and me. That we don't talk to anybody else. That's the one I like.
No, but for example, we
The
have the three.
podcast one is literally
It's just
leaving.
me and Brian.
But that is
And that even started
That's
out
the
originally
studio.
started out with just you and me, and then we included everybody else into it that was on the show back
Right,
in the
but
day.
nobody's in the
Then they
show.
all kind of went away because of jobs and lives and careers.
Yeah.
And that group chat has now just become the nerd chat where we just
Yes.
talk about everything.
Yes.
And then we have the D&D chat because
Yes.
people that aren't in the
But that's
nerd
turned
chat
into the
is now
nerd
the
chat
D-
recently. We're talking about all this. Yes, too many chats. We're chatting it up. All right.
chatting it up.
Okay.
Chat
we
it
need
up.
to bring it in.
on the Facebook
Let's talk
Messenger.
about the Acolyte dropped
Talking about
episodes
weird
1
things
through 3. I watched it this morning.
There's many crazy medallions.
And Sith.
There's
and
no
it's
Sith in this show so far.
And there's tons of finger rings.
So episodes 1.
You ever notice that Rack is like a pirate? I'm just
Who?
throwing it out there.
What do you say?
Rack is like a pirate. He has all these rings on his hands now.
Oh, yes.
He's like the Jack Sparrow of our group.
He is Jack Sparrow. What is going on?
Acolyte.
I'm gonna start saying things on the show just to get Rocky's reaction on things.
Okay.
And I don't even care what. I don't. It's fine. Whatever he does is his own business. But
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
start saying things because I know he's listening now. So
Yeah,
now it's
yeah,
a
yeah.
fun thing to see what he's gonna respond to.
What was
Son of
Fraser?
a
What was
bitch.
Fraser's sign?
Niles.
No, but
Oh,
Fraser.
I'm listening.
I'm listening.
That's Rocky. I'm listening. As
And taking notes.
I with his notepad.
His notepad.
Mark said this about John, and he also said this about Bobby.
He made fun of Hutzel 3 times. He commented on the shoes Dumont was wearing to last time's D&D session.
Brian, breathe. You know it's good when Brian has to take his glasses off.
Oh my god. Because that actually happened.
It's-
What is going on?
I really enjoy going to a bar with old people.
Oh, don't start making fun of Jimmy's. We're screwed.
It's not Jimmy's. It's Shamrock.
Oh, sorry.
It's another bar.
Oh God!
I love being the youngest person there. Cool.
Half those people were on death's door.
Yeah, they're all like, don't even know you exist. They don't even know you're there half the time.
I watched an old man pull out money to pay for a beer, and literally took him his entire second life. It was like, oh my God, dude!
You got to get an IV right afterwards.
Was it like the
An
sloth?
oxygen tank.
What is this, sloth from Zootopia?
Dude, he took out. Then he's like taking the crumpled money, and he's trying
It's like
to
all
flatten
dollar
it.
bills that he's had for in his wallet for
'Cause he
20
just came
years.
from the strip bar,
And they're
probably.
sweaty.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about
You know,
The Acolyte.
There's
The
a thing
Acolyte.
that came out
Hey,
the
you
other
heard about
day.
the Acolyte?
the Acolyte came out.
2 episodes are out so far.
3.
Episode 3 came out this morning.
Yes.
I had not had a chance to watch it yet.
I did watch, but we'll talk about 1 through 2.
Or 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
1
One
through
through
2.
1 through 2.
Well,
Who talks like that? We're going to talk about 1 through 2.
the reason I was because I had 3 on my mind because I saw 3 and I realized I can't.
Gotcha.
That's why.
Well,
I
sorry,
changed.
Brian. We have stuff to do in the morning, and like we can't just sit
I don't
around
wake up
and
at the-
watch TV.
Butt crack of dawn like
I'm
you
up
do.
at 5 in the morning.
Yes.
So
Staring at the wall for
Jesus
some reason.
Christ.
okay, we have to get on with the show.
We do.
All right. No more distractions.
Well,
So-
I was gonna say,
Brian gets up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
all right.
I'm up at 3 in the morning, Brian. I'm way cooler than you.
you talk about
Just
that.
say.
He doesn't go to bed till 6.
I work second shift. I make T-shirts.
Okay.
Does he still work at the t-shirt place? I don't even know.
No,
I don't even know what he does.
I think Rocky does. I think he does.
Speaking of cool things our friends have done, before we get into Acolyte.
Oh boy.
No, this is actually really cool stuff.
Yeah.
John Francia worked on, our buddy John Francia, who used to be on the show. John Know-It-All, as we used to call him back when he was on the show.
I think we did. But
Oh, maybe that's right. I called him that. That's right. It's fine. He knows I call him that.
And I took that note down.
I take that down. He called John Know-It-All. He's going to be so angry after the show. It's going to be funny. Anyways, Francia worked on the ship that was blasted up into space.
right.
It had a name. I don't remember it right now.
But yeah,
Artemis.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was really
I
cool.
talked with the ISS.
Yes.
I was watching it here in the office. It was pretty cool.
It was on the
NASA.
channel.
The NASA channel, yes.
Yep.
Which we air when we don't have meetings going on.
We have NASA too.
Yeah.
It's a staple in public access.
It is.
It's a staple.
It's free.
It's free. It's
Free
good for me.
content.
But yeah, congratulations to our
Yeah.
buddy John.
It's pretty
That's
cool. Yeah, he's going
very
to
awesome.
work on the next thing with Boeing. Hopefully the door doesn't fly off this time.
Yeah, you know, Boeing has a bad track.
Well, that track record with that stuff.
And also, you don't want to say anything bad about them because they kill off whistleblowers.
Wow. Well, Brian went there with that. I was just
you-
making a funny comment.
Don't even talk about them.
Brian made a joke about Boeing. He is now
All
on
the
the list.
whistleblowers die. Just saying.
Well, you know what
They'll
happens.
have mystery.
Okay.
heart
All right.
attacks.
Acolyte. Oh, I was just trying to make some fun story, but now you made it into something weird. Murder.
All right. Acolyte. Speaking of murder.
Speaking of murder,
Well, Acolyte. is
Carrie
not
Ann
murder.
Moss was murdered in the first 5 minutes of the show.
Yeah.
Which
Unfortunately.
I know was sad for you. You probably weren't happy about that.
I think most people weren't happy about that because she's in the promotional material.
Well, everything
Drew
in the
Barrymore
promo,
her.
everything in the promo stuff was basically from the first episode.
yes. Yes.
So, which is good because it didn't give you much information about anything,
Right.
which I liked, which I was happy about.
I think the show is just okay.
Well,
right now.
I think it's.
it hasn't wowed me, but it hasn't. It.
I've thought about this a lot. This
Well, hold
show.
on. Let me.
Okay,
When we get through this, and you say what you're saying.
I'm saving it. I'm
Save
writing
it.
it down.
For me,
I thought.
this show for me has been better than Ahsoka, Book of Boba Fett,
Here.
or a majority of Star Wars shows this far.
Or thus far.
Thus far, whatever. It's I haven't seen Andor, so I push that aside. Everything else,
You should watch it. It's really good.
I know.
We keep saying that to him, but he doesn't listen.
I'm going to because after this show, I might just watch Andor, and I'll be done with Star Wars.
Honestly,
TV
I think
forever.
Allison would like it too.
Not forever, but
Brian-
season 2's coming.
No, but Brian, I think Allison would like Andor too.
Yeah, she probably would if I
Yeah.
watched it. And I know Andor is different from the rest of the Star Wars shows.
Yes.
But for me personally, I these first 2 episodes, I went in low expectations. I had none whatsoever. My excitement level was 0. My excitement level is still kind of, well, it's a show I can watch. But like, Soul is the one character that stands out for me. Like, where is this going? It's not much of a murder mystery because we know who's doing the murdering.
We don't know why, though.
Well, in episode 3...
You don't know who's telling her to do it.
In episode 3...
You get the why?
No, for me, it actually opens up... It's a flashback episode.
Oh, okay.
So they open up a little bit more about things,
Okay.
which I was hoping to talk about,
Good.
but we can't. But...
Well, now you know how I feel 99% of the time.
Overall, it's enjoyable. I don't hate it. I want to see where it goes, but it didn't blow my socks off by any means, but we will see. So, Mark, what are your...
My first
Your
thoughts
thoughts.
on it, I liked it. I didn't think it was terrible. I think it's good. It's not great. I like the action in it. The murder mystery part of it was cool at the beginning, and then seeing how they they're doing the twin thing.
Yeah. They kind of told you
Yeah.
what's going on.
Well, kind of, sort of, but not totally. But it kind of I think they could have dragged it out a little bit longer.
I would have liked that too.
Yeah, but I know they only have.
I think they didn't because they knew or they assumed people would catch it.
Well, they also only have 8 episodes, so they got to speed it along. They don't have the long term like a lot of the other shows do.
Well, and also the episodes are too short.
Yes, I think that's not on there.
They have not mastered the formula of television shows.
Yes, I don't think they've
don't know how.
got that figured out yet.
No.
Andor does a better job of that.
Yeah.
I think the thing I think that is a difficult thing for our generation of Star Wars fans is we are used to there not being any Jedi.
Yeah, but people want to see the Jedi.
I understand that, but I think the thing that is awkward for Star Wars fans is that this is a world glutton with Jedi.
4. We only have 4.
Well, that we've seen, but it's a world where there's the Jedi councils around, the
Yes.
Jedi orders around.
Well,
they're on all the different planets.
Episode 1, there was a
But-
lot of Jedi.
We knew that was towards the end of it. This is more in the time frame of them being
Yes.
more.
With the local
keeper of
Jedi
peace. The
and
keeper
the
of-
multiple
Yes, they're more like a UN
Yeah.
force than they are anything else. They're they're everywhere.
Yeah.
There's Jedi all over the place. So losing the Jedis in this show isn't as noteworthy, I guess is the word I'm thinking
It
of.
isn't noteworthy because we don't have any connection to
We
the
don't have any
characters.
first. Yes, we have no connection to these characters.
None.
But also it's just the thing of in the world that they're in, it's not as traumatic because they'll just put another Jedi here and we'll be fine.
Yeah.
So one less Jedi is no big deal.
Yeah.
Whereas the other stuff we've seen from Star Wars, when you lose a Jedi, there's no Jedi to take over.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that's the end of that
Right.
area's Jedis. So I think that's one thing that's kind of a weird thing to get. Like they didn't really do a good job of explaining that,
Yeah.
making that a thing. It seems like they're also the issue I've seen so far with the show, in my opinion, is that they're like ancillary characters, not main characters. It seems like a lot of ancillary characters doing things and they haven't brought out the main character yet or established who the main character of the show is.
Well, the main character is
Well, the first 2 episodes, I'm saying.
Well, is the twins.
Yeah, but I mean, they haven't like the Jedi Council thing. It's just that one character that's giving you the information from the Jedi Council.
Yeah.
We don't see the Jedi Council. It's all the main characters are doing other things, and this is side quest stuff.
You're saying it's too much one-on-one, not...
It seems like it seems like it's
Well,
just
it's not a
not
good sign if that's what you think already. 'Cause
Yeah.
we know the main characters are, but
No, I'm saying that's the feeling that the show gives off. Is that they're not like this is just happening, and they're just oh, go figure this out. It doesn't seem because I don't think we
are you
as the audience don't perceive that the Jedi like.
Are you trying to say there's no? This is the one.
There's no
thing,
stakes.
Yes. Okay. This is what I want to get into. Episode 3. After watching all 3, every episode there is no stakes. There's no drama.
Yeah.
There's no pushback.
Yeah.
Everything goes like this. You can't do that, but I must do that. Go do that.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
This whole show, it's like everything is just happening because it needs to happen.
But I think the
but there's
thing
no
too is I
pushback.
think the issue is not so much the show's fault. I think it's the time that it's set in. That
the writers.
Well, no, I think it's the writers too, but I think it's also the thing of the time frame that they're picking and they're trying to tell the story in. They're trying to show why the Jedi were like not paying attention when the Sith started.
We don't even know.
No, but I'm saying,
what's
that's like
going
the
on.
thought process that this
Right.
is leading towards
Yeah.
the beginning of the Sith.
Well, because someone brought it up on something
It's called the
else.
Acolyte, and it's all about a
Yeah.
bad guy. So
But,
it's like, who was the Acolyte? We don't know who the Acolyte is yet. Is it May? Is it the random guy that was on that island with the lightsaber?
He is probably the main villain, but
Like the first
May and his
episode
sister.
could have ended before we got to that point where we saw the random guy like doing his weird speech on the shore with his lightsaber. Like, we killed him with like hope. We killed our hope. Or I don't remember what he said.
I don't know.
It was so dumb. It made no sense.
A lot of it has been. My biggest complaint about the show.
And I think my bigger issue was I think this whole review bombing thing. I feel like
I'm not even going in there.
but I feel like the producer of it and director, what's her name there,
Yeah.
has like jumped into it and like tried to like say like, oh, the show's woke and the show's this and the show's that, where the show really isn't any like. There's nothing really off the wall about the show.
No.
Like
I ignore all that.
like it makes no sense to me, that whole thing.
This is how I look at it. I look at shows as character and story. I don't care about gender. I don't care about race. I don't care about any of those things. If you can give me a good story, I don't
But even
care.
still, like even that, it makes
don't
like
care.
all these like I'm hearing like people say like, oh, it's too CW, it's too.
It is a little CW.
But I mean,
It's a little CW. That's
like
not a.
the people who they're trying to get it to see this are that era or that age group kids. Like that's what they're trying to get to see this.
Yeah, but I
This isn't. It's like, unfortunately, guys,
You can still say it is a little CW.
this isn't made for me and you.
Oh, Mark.
It's geared towards a younger demographic.
Yes.
We are at
I
the
know.
end of the prime demographic.
Oh, I know. I've come to terms with this.
So it's like things aren't going to be the stuff we're used to seeing. It's
I-
not going to be that kind of stuff.
I said to you
like
last
Doctor Who
week-
now is not made for me anymore, which
I
is fine.
I
I still like it,
I
but it's
still
not
watch
like
Doctor
there's
Who.
parts of it where it's like, oh, this is not really that great. But younger people might think it's great.
Right. I said this last week, Mark, when we talked about this. I've come to realization that it's okay to be like, this is the first time a Star Wars thing was coming out. I had no excitement for it at
Yeah.
all. Zero. I'm going to watch it because of the show, and we're going to discuss it. But I know exactly what you're saying. I totally understand what you're saying, and I agree with it. Also, I when I say CW, I'm not saying it as a derogatory thing, but it has.
Well,
that
it's like the
feel.
Flash show
It has
and
the
that
feel.
kind of
It has
thing
that
where
feel.
it's like there's no stakes ever. It's,
But
shows of encouragement. Like the Flash show, every show. I'm not fast enough. Oh, you're fast enough. We believe in you. And then he's
when
fast
you watch
enough.
episode 3, you might know what I mean.
It's like there's no.
There's no tension between.
no
things.
push.
There's no push. This show so far, there really hasn't been like these moments of like, oh my god, for characters, or like there's like drama at stakes. There hasn't been. It's
Well,
just kind of
Like in the second
doing
end of the
things.
second episode, they have the scene where the sisters see each other for the first time since whatever 16 years or whatever,
Yes.
since her sister supposedly died or whatever, and like there's no real like tension
Emotion.
there or emotion that
She
they
shoots
saw each
away
other.
from her, so
like
she'll
I missed
leave.
it, and then this other sister just like drives away,
That's it.
and there's no like,
You'll
oh my
get-
gosh, I haven't like, or no one says like her name or like calls out to her or anything.
Also, the writing's
It's very-
a little dumb because when Maya, the one she was working in that hall, and then the guy comes and goes, "That was her. She is the one that killed the Jedi." And she's like, "But I've been here all night." I'm like, "Well, they have security cameras. We know that. And
Yeah.
she's working. So wouldn't they just be like, no, she's been in her bunker all night. There's no feasible way she killed that Jedi.
Well, I mean, they say that in Law and Order. That happens too.
I'm just saying, it's just like,
Then they go check the tapes afterwards.
I
it's
think,
so flimsy.
I think
It's so flimsy.
They
That's a Law and
set
Order
it up. They did set up a little bit of drama, but then killed it when, they originally thought it was a Padawan who left the
Yeah.
order that is killing Jedi.
Yeah.
That they even said, because Soul says it goes, our political opponents are going to be
right.
jumping all over this. So it's
Yeah.
like, okay, they set it up, but then
They don't do anything
that
with
was it.
That was it.
There's no other discussion of this is going to hurt something or.
Well, there's no
I can
tension in
tell.
the show.
Yeah.
There's no,
And
like I said, there's no stakes. There's no
Yeah.
anything. It's just kind of just
when I
happening.
say CW, the reason I say it though is they go to the Jedi Council, which
Yeah.
is this tiny little room with this one Jedi.
Well, I haven't said that yet. I haven't seen it.
No, this is episode 2. They go to the council. The guy's meditating. He's got the force field around
That's
him.
a temple.
That's not the council.
Temple.
Oh, it's a temple, but
That's
it was
a
so
separate
tiny,
temple.
so tiny. So he's doing that, and he
Well,
looks.
it's a local temple. They can't afford the go.
He's like a 20-year-old with glued on.
Did you know who that is?
I
do you
don't
know who that
is.
is?
No.
That's one of the Baratheon boys that was the king. From,
Yeah, he's in Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
But-
it's a second kid.
The makeup on him was
Yeah.
absolutely
No,
horrible.
He had, like, the
I
weird
haven't watched
tattooed
episode
on,
3,
like,
it
Brian.
was
face. Yeah.
bad beard.
Brian,
Bad beard.
I haven't watched episode 3 yet,
This isn't 3.
but I would assume he's in episode 3.
Yes.
Yes.
Does he look younger in episode 3?
Yes.
Yes.
I have a feeling they tried to cover up.
Yeah. That's what they
instead
were
of
trying to do
having
because they
an
were
older
trying
person
to.
play it.
Yeah.
Yes. But they could have, and I think it would have worked because it just looked like a young person with a beard.
Well,
glued
that's
to
what
his
they
face.
figured. There was just that one show, one episode, and that's a CW thing. It's like
That's what I'm saying. That's
Why hire 2 people when you get that age up? Or
And this is a very expensive show, mind you. Very expensive.
Yeah.
Anyway, listen, I'm not saying it's the worst thing, and like I said, I don't want to get into the
until it's
political-
all done.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a way to
But
like
the other
really
thing is-
like.
No.
Great.
have you guys gotten into any of the internal EU stuff recently? The High Republic.
No.
No.
Because I guess
don't.
that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, I don't
This is
have
what this
that
is
The
kind
kind
of.
of-
that first
Based stuff.
that first Jedi that comes in to tell Soul about what happened.
Yes.
I guess she's a kid.
Yes.
In
one of
the comic.
novels
Yeah.
or comics. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there's even a whole universe that we're not even.
There's a whole universe a lot of people don't know about. Like not many people. I don't know. I'm sure if there's a slew of Star Wars fans who dove into the EU stuff.
Yeah.
But I've never dove into any of that. Like I don't read any of the books. I've never read any of the like extra stuff. It's like I don't have that kind
Well,
of time.
that's the other thing. This is all like
It's just
the
not
new,
my interest
This
anymore.
is the new EU. This
Yeah.
is even like the
New
old
EU.
Before they
with
restructured the
Thrawn and
canon.
all that stuff. This
Yeah.
is
This is
Yeah.
the
new
new
stuff.
Disney EU.
Yeah, so I haven't even dove into any of that yet. So.
Well, anyway,
Nor do I have any inkling to.
Me
so
neither.
it's like it's not going to happen.
so listen, I like the political stuff of the Acolyte. I don't care. I think the whole woke. First of all, I hate it. I hate the whole.
It doesn't even
woke.
seem woke.
It's not.
Like it's not woke at
just
all.
a show.
I don't get that woke
All
stuff
it is
either.
is just like
I
I,
hate
think
it.
One
like the
mention
only
that-
thing that this show has that is not like a regular show of Star Wars is there's like a majority female cast.
But it's a
That's it.
female-led show, so it's, you
It's
know
like
what?
why is that a
So
big thing?
it
Like
shouldn't
who
be a big
cares?
thing.
Like that was the thing with their like first issue with the new Star Wars. The recent one was
There's
that Rey
people-
was the lead character.
Yeah.
Get over it.
I know.
Women can act too. It's not a big deal. Like you don't complain when Meryl Streep acts in movies. You're
I
gonna
think
complain
the
about
only
like they don't care
woke
about.
thing
Has anyone
was-
said Alien is woke because Sigourney Weaver is the main character in all the Alien movies?
I know.
No. Why is it such a big thing about Star Wars?
But I think like, the
It's
only
become
woke
very-
thing
it's
was
very
that,
toxic fan
Didn't
base.
they say that
They're not even real fans.
They're not
his
real
parents
fans.
were both women? I think that's the only reference.
What?
Is that the twins' parents were women?
Well, who cares?
Well,
That's it. I
actually,
think that's
They're
the only
dead.
thing, though.
And actually,
that's what I mean.
Episode 3, you'll discover all that.
Right,
Yeah.
but
even
that's
still,
what I mean,
it's
you haven't
like-
even watched that yet, and they're already saying
I
it's
know.
woke. It's like
Yes.
Listen, I don't even want to. You know
no,
what?
it's.
I know. Let's get it out now because I don't want to give them.
Stupid.
It's stupid. It's dumb, and I'm
Get out of your parents'
Wait,
basement.
anti all that crap. It's
Wait.
just so boring.
Get out of your parents'
Speaking of
basement and talk to a
speaking of
girl.
parents, there's a report that Natalie Portman's coming back for Star Wars.
I
Oh,
doubt
I've heard
it.
that she's coming back in Ahsoka season
Yeah, she's
2.
gonna be in back in 2027
as a Force Ghost.
as either a Force Ghost.
There's nothing
or
that'll get me back to
or
Ahsoka.
they're doing the story
not
of
gonna go there.
Hayden Christensen's gonna have his
yeah,
own
but they're doing
show,
the
maybe.
They're doing the Darth Vader comic from what I'm
Yeah.
Oh boy.
where he
Yeah.
actually goes to her temple.
Yeah, it goes to her grave and everything.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I'd be into that. That was a great comic.
That comic was awesome.
That was a great comic.
I'll read the comic. If it's a great comic,
It was
I'll
a
read
really
the
good comic.
comic. All right.
They've done
anyway.
some really good Darth Vader comics.
Okay.
Like
So-
when he goes and just starts killing all the Jedi that are left and like hunting them down and killing them.
We're almost at an hour.
I know we gotta wrap this
stuff.
up. All right. What I want from you, Mark,
Yes.
is a base. This is not a review. This is a baseline where you are with this show as of episode 2, because I'm interested to see if it goes higher, lower, or it stays the same. Like I'm just interested to see where we go. So after episode 1 and 2, where would you put it right now?
I'll give it a 7.
Okay.
It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. It's not the
Give it
best
a
thing I've ever seen.
Right. Baseline. This is just a baseline.
For me, like 7's like the middle ground.
It's
well,
fun.
5 is a
No, 5's like really bad. If you're getting a 5,
No.
you're terrible.
That's a scale 1 through 10. 5 is middle.
No, not for me.
That's how ratings
My
work.
middle ground is like a 7.
All right.
If you go below like a 6,
Five
it's a
would
terrible
be,
show.
5 would be interesting but boring.
Yes.
Well, jeez, you're going to really be interested about what I'm going to give it. My baseline is a 6.
Yeah.
My baseline would be a 5 after the first episode.
Well, I think
because-
mine's a 7 because I'll tell you right now, mine's a 7 because I like X-23's character so far,
Yeah.
and
I don't even know
Soul's
the name. Soul's the only
really
one I
good.
care about.
Yeah, and I like him as an
I
actor.
like him.
So he
That's
gets
He's
it.
from
it.
Squid Game.
He is from Squid Game. I like that.
He literally learned English just for this.
Yeah.
To me, he almost feels like an Obi-Wan,
Yes.
Qui-Gon kind
Yes.
of Jedi, and I like that.
Yeah.
After seeing episode 3, I would still say I'm in a 6.
But you can't say that though because we're only going off episodes 1 and 2.
1 and 2 would still be 6.
Okay.
But I'm saying 3 does give you a little bit more to chew on at the end of the episode for the mystery.
All right.
And I will say that's a good thing for me.
Okay.
I
I
can't
was like,
wait to
I don't
see
want
a
to.
Wookiee Jedi in action.
That's gonna be episode 4 probably. You're not gonna see it in this one.
No.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's where we are.
Yes.
We will discuss it as we go each week, and we will
Yes.
see where the show lands. It's not like I
Yes.
said. I think we both on the same page here. It's not the best.
Yeah.
It's not the worst. It's just happening.
Yeah.
And we'll see what.
Now, could that also have something to do with not knowing any of the characters at all?
Yes, I think that's
if
another
you
thing
had
too.
some knowledge, you would.
There's
be a
like
little bit more-
no like there was no who are these people? Why
Right.
do we care about these people?
Yes.
Why does this matter?
Yes.
In the first episode.
Yes.
There was that little blurb at the beginning tell you what's going on, but that's about it.
Exactly. I kind of feel like if they did
Like
it
why
right,
is Carrie Ann Moss's character dying a major thing?
yeah.
Like who cares?
if they gave us hour-long episodes,
Yeah.
they could have flushed out these characters
Yeah.
and made us care when they died.
Yes.
But I don't
I'm
care
over
about
here by the
anybody.
way. I'm over here by the way.
I'm looking at Josh. Oh, I'm looking at me. Sorry. Why am I doing that? I don't know why.
Brian stares into the void again.
All right. Sorry.
Yeah, I really like that show. It's really good.
I don't know,
I
Mark.
enjoy it a lot.
Sorry.
It's so much fun to
I'm
watch
sorry.
it on
I'm
the
sorry.
television
I don't
screen.
know why I was doing that. Anyway, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of
Yes.
feel like you have plenty of time to give us this information.
Yeah.
But they choose not to. I
Yes.
don't know why they don't have the formula.
No,
down.
exactly. But now we're gonna move on
To my favorite television.
to your favorite part of the show.
My favorite part of the week.
So I'm gonna start doing this now because I know there's folks out there who don't give two flying hoots about what we're gonna talk about. So for those people,
Who?
anybody who doesn't watch wrestling, it's not into wrestling. Thanks for watching the show. We'll see you next week. But now we're gonna get into our picks for the wrestling challenge. Cue the intro.
It's now time for the Geekonomics Wrestling Challenge.
I have an intro now I put in there. You've seen
Nice.
it? Have you heard
Yes,
it?
yes,
yeah,
yes.
I have an intro I put
Pat
on. So
McAfee
I
was
don't-
hilarious on Monday Night Raw.
Yes.
And, what's her name had to leave?
But I don't
when
watch the
Samantha
show.
Irvin
Samantha
had to leave
with
to
Ricochet.
getting hurt. Yeah.
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 That was good.
Yeah.
I like. He's like, not
The
enough
big
the body fat,
Scottish
Adam.
Also, with 0% body
Body fat. Oh, he was great.
All right. Clash of the Castle happens this weekend in
Saturday.
Glasgow, Scotland, the home of Drew McIntyre.
Yes. it's gonna be good.
We're heading there. We've had some major things happening over the past couple weeks on SmackDown and Raw.
Yes.
To lead us into these 5 matches that we've had announced so far.
We saw a room key disappear.
We saw a room key disappear.
We'll talk about
Yes.
it. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yes. Which we could talk about that now because Damien's involved in this. We can get to
Liv
that.
Morgan straddled Dirty Dom right
Yes.
in the middle of the.
It's not the first
arena.
time anyone straddled somebody in wrestling.
Yes,
So it's like,
but
it's not that big of a thing.
They made a big deal about this.
Pat McAfee made a big deal
Yes,
about
it was really funny.
Michael's like, let's move on.
And
Let's move on.
Liv Morgan gave him the key. His
At the beginning of the
hotel.
episode,
And
yes.
then they were all trying to like.
They're all trying to see who's going to take
Yes,
it.
they were all. And then Dirty Dom magically had it in his pants or his shirt pocket
He got
again.
in his,
I
I don't know how
it
it got there. And then Finn at the end of the episode snuck it and took it.
I'm loving this storyline because I really firmly believe this is going to be when Rhea comes back and Liv Morgan. This is going to be a big match.
I'm starting to think that you're right, Brian, about or who was it that brought up?
Me.
Was it you, Mark? The
long-term storylining
yeah.
that Finn and Liv have been
were-
playing this for this whole time.
Yeah.
Way back when I think AJ Styles is involved in this. He's not on that show anymore, but I think if he was still on Raw, he'd be involved in this story too. That this is a long-term story from like years
It's a
ago.
long
I don't know.
When Judgment Day first started,
Yeah, but don't
and they
forget-
brought Finn into the Judgment Day, that he was coming in. He went into the Judgment Day as like an inside guy, and has been playing a long con on these guys. And he's there to destroy it.
And he only stayed.
But Liv
part of the
Morgan's
con.
in there to destroy
Yeah,
it
but
now.
No, but I think Finn was
because
initially.
Liv left, got hurt, so he had to hold off on the
Yes,
con.
on the con that he was playing. Because the thing was, when they had this initially started, when Judgment Day first started with Edge, way back when, it was AJ and Edge were going against each other. And then Edge started the Judgment Day, brought in Finn, brought in Damien and Rhea. So then Finn teamed up with AJ to go after those guys. And then Rhea and Liv were in a thing.
Yeah, they were a tag team.
They were in a tag team. That's how they broke up.
Yes. So
Liv was mad at Rhea.
This is going to be big.
So they were going at it. And so
Yes, the revenge was
so
coming to a head.
AJ and Finn tried to recruit Liv into a little group to go after the Judgment Day. They ended up doing that. The three of them went after Judgment Day. AJ went off and did his own thing. Finn was still battling with Edge.
Yeah.
And then Liv got hurt by Rhea.
Yep.
Then Finn joined the Judgment Day and kicked Edge out of the Judgment Day
Okay.
and took over the Judgment Day.
All right.
So at the beginning of this thing, Finn was technically the leader at the beginning.
Okay.
And he was, and Dom and Damien and Rhea were following him.
Yep.
So Liv didn't come back because her injury took longer than they expected it to. So then that kind of shifted things. Rhea kind of ended up being the leader. Finn and Damien kind of like were behind. Then they brought Dominic in with that whole story.
Now Carlito's in there.
Then they brought JD in, who's Finn's guy, not really the other guy's guy. Then they brought Carlito's kind of drifted in because they had nothing else for him to do.
Well, they brought him in.
Yeah.
'cause
Well, and he was also part of the LWO.
So he was
Yes,
the
I
LWO
know.
and that whole
He-
thing and
yeah.
trying to make that story work with Dom and all that.
Yeah.
So I think this whole thing has been Finn. If I was doing
I
this
don't know. I don't
in
think
this
it's-
long plan,
I think it's
I think
Liv.
the coolest thing would be if Finn has been doing this plan with Liv the whole time.
I mean,
And it's going to be like a
Maybe.
double turn.
Or even if he wasn't,
Where he's gonna turn
you can
on-
build off of it. Even
Yeah,
if
you
he
could
wasn't-
you could just say that. You can easily go back and say this is what the reasoning why it happened was
Right.
initially they beat Finn up to the point where he was laid out.
yeah.
And then he ended up joining that group.
Yeah.
Which really made no sense at the time.
I
'Cause it's
really
like,
think it's going to.
you just got squashed with these guys like 3 weeks in a row. Why are you now like friends with these guys?
This is Liv getting her revenge. I
Yeah.
don't see it much more than that. But I mean,
Yeah.
hey, if there's a twist in there,
There's a twist. There's always something. But I think that'd be the cool way of doing it. But anyways.
It's been a fun story.
But anyway, so
I'm
yeah.
enjoying
So
it.
ended up at the end of the night, Finn ended up with Liv's room key. And she's single now. She promoted it on, she mentioned it on the thing that she's single.
Well, because she wants Dominic,
Supposedly.
and she said,
But why would you want that?
Well, she said, and then it
She
was
wants
so
to take
funny.
everything Rhea loves.
Yes,
she wants to take.
yes. that's it.
But he's a bad boy.
What my favorite part? I think one of them said to Dominic was like,
You gonna shave the mustache?
Shave the mustache.
He's like, no way. JD said that to him. I thought it was a great line. That was a great drop line. I was
Yes.
like, oh man.
I'm glad you noticed that because I thought
That was
it
like
really
good
funny.
comedy line right there.
Yeah.
He was like, maybe he's like, I can't give these girls off me. He's like, maybe you should shave the mustache. He's like, oh, I'm not shaving this mustache.
Yeah, this is good.
It's like, no way.
All right, let's jump in.
All right. So Clash of the Castle this weekend. First match announced that we have is the Women's Tag Team Championship. It's Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill versus Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler versus Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. We'll go to you, Brian. Who do you got?
This is easy. Belair and Jade are going to keep it. Stark and Baszler.
Yes.
I think they're fresh off of NXT a little bit.
No.
Isn't Stark from NXT? Stark was on NXT like not that long ago.
Like last year.
So
like a
that's
year
not
and a half ago.
Not that long ago. When they wrestle, especially Stark, there's a little. She's not there yet. It doesn't feel like she's there.
No, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you can tell. So I don't see them fighting. We watched the whole thing go down with these two with Fire and Dawn. Fire and Dawn, I don't know much about. This is the first.
They
time
were the NXT Women's Champions who lost to get the belts unified to Shayna and Ronda Rousey, actually.
Okay, because they're kind of new to me.
Yeah.
So
one of them was hurt for a while.
Okay,
so
that
they just
probably
came back
explains why.
recently.
I think we're gonna stick with Belair,
And they're both from
Jade.
Scotland. So
I
that's
know
why they're
that.
in this match.
Exactly.
Basically the only reason why they're in this match.
Yeah, I had the thing. I think Belair and Jade keep it, but I think there was some tension between the other two tag teams.
Yes.
And I think that might be the downfall,
Yes.
but I don't think they're going to lose it.
All right. Who you got, Josh? I don't know why I'm asking, but I know the answer, but go ahead.
I agree, but I do see this as setting up more competitors for them
Yeah.
instead of just the usual one tag team versus another tag team all the time.
Totally.
But it's Belair Carr.
Yeah, it's Jade and
Yeah.
Bianca.
Totally.
That's just going to be clean sweep. Yeah, I think the fact that Alba Fire and Isla Dawn haven't won a match since 2022 makes them not really a threat.
No,
I think they're just being thrown into this because they're from Scotland, and it's just like one of those things.
I agree.
So next up, Intercontinental Championship. Champion Sami Zayn. Again, up against Chad Gable. Again.
I know, this is kind of silly. I'm going to go first?
Sure.
I messed up by saying Chad, and I feel like if I say Sammy, I'm going to mess up, but I'm going to stick with Sammy. I really feel like we had that random match between Sammy and what's his face?
Otis.
Which was like,
Otis.
why? This is weird.
Yes.
And they're really, really hammering it home that I think Maxine, Otis, and what's his face?
Tozawa.
They are going to turn eventually on Chad. But
Yeah.
I don't know when that's going to happen. If it's going to happen, this could be it. I feel like Chad has to get his comeuppance from his academy. But you know what? I don't really see Sammy losing, but I see some drama happening with the academy. I'm going to stick with Sammy. It's a safe bet. I just don't see him losing it right now. So.
All right, Josh, who you got?
I agree.
All right. There's a part of me in the back of my head that wants to say Chad.
I know, right?
Same. I
'Cause
say same.
There's a part of me that hears what you're saying, but says, how great of a thing would it be if Otis is the one and he flips and goes heel and he takes out Sammy and costs him the championship.
Well, we saw it already
And Chad
this
wins.
past week.
And Chad wins the championship.
It could
And Otis
happen.
comes to the dark side.
Well, Otis is kind of on the dark side.
No, but like fully comes to the dark side. Like right now he's kind of like on
Hemming
the
and
edge and being like,
I know.
Chad's
Just
not-
get it over with, buddy.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Make your decision.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like that'd be,
It would be good.
and then the Alpha Academy is evil Academy.
But they're not. See, they're all wimps right now because
I
they're all
know.
afraid of Chad.
But that's what I'm saying.
They need to turn.
Very Star Wars-esque.
No.
Like very much the Darth Vader.
They need to turn against Chad.
Like,
that makes more sense.
I know, but think about this. Like it's just like one of those things where it's like right there for you to do.
But they're not building towards
Josh,
that.
turn your microphone off because I can hear
sorry.
myself echoing.
You know what I'm saying? They're not building towards that.
No, I know, but I'm saying in my head, there's that storyline of how crazy would that be?
It
if
would
they
be
did
crazy.
That. But no, I went with Sammy too. So, clean sweep again.
Yeah, clean sweep.
Next match, Women's Championship. Bailey up against Piper Niven.
Now we know Piper Niven's in this because she's Scottish, right?
She's Irish.
Irish. And I thought, no, she said my homeland. I swear to God, she kept saying.
Is she Scottish? She might be Scottish.
She kept saying, I'm going to destroy you in my homeland. So she's Scottish.
Okay, then she's Scottish.
So
Josh will tell us in a second.
Bailey, it's weird. You mentioned this a couple weeks ago.
Because whoever wins this goes up against Nia at SummerSlam.
Which is going to be Bailey, in my opinion. I think Bailey wins this. There's no way. But I picked Bailey, but
She's from Scotland.
Okay.
This is my
Kilbreen.
Gotcha.
This is my little caveat, which means no look a difference about what I pick. But the caveat is Bailey, there has been she's been kind of absent. And she had her arm in a sling, and she's been
they've kind of done they've done the champions dirty lately. Like at all
there's
most of the
something going
champions.
on with her.
They haven't really done anything with any of the champions.
Other than Cody.
Other than Cody and Damian, maybe.
But even then, they're fighting the same two people.
But Liv isn't on this. Liv isn't on this show. She has no match.
Yes.
She just won the championship.
Well, they're building towards
Neither of the
next one.
men's tag team belts are being contested on this show.
Well, we had that.
It's we have R-Truth
we had
and
Awesome
Miz,
Truth already.
which was it was a cool thing that they
That was
won
a fun
WrestleMania, but they could have easily gotten rid of those belts by now because it's
yeah, but they had a match. They had Yeah,
but
that was a fun one.
I'm kind of over the Awesome Truth at this point.
I love Awesome. They're my favorites.
I think they're the worst.
They're my favorites.
They haven't any big big show fights since WrestleMania.
I mean, I'll say it here, and I don't care. I'll be the opinionated one. They're like the wet farts of wrestling.
I don't know. I disagree.
Awesome
I
Truth.
like Awesome Truth.
Their entrances, I fast forward through it every time. I don't want to hear Miz rapping.
Wow,
It's like watching someone's dad try to rap, and he's like,
I like them.
Almost 50 years old. Stop wearing those outfits.
You know who?
You're not that anymore. You're not that guy anymore.
Speaking of groups I don't like, you don't like them, but I do. You know who I'm kind of over? I haven't seen anything interesting from these people. The Final Testament.
The Final Testament doesn't need to exist at all.
I don't like them. Their manager,
the old
looks
guy
like
makes no sense.
Robert Halford.
He makes no sense. He doesn't say anything. He makes no point of being there.
It's always in black and white, like they're trying to be spooky.
It's like they tried to do they did the thing this past week with her being a fortune teller.
Right. I don't know.
Which made no sense.
The Miz is the same age as you.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I know, but it's just
it's and R-Truth's 50 something.
Well, yeah, R-Truth's old.
Yeah,
R-Truth is awesome.
I know, but it's just kind of just weird.
Let's go back.
But
I'm picking Bailey.
anyways.
Bailey's gonna win this. We don't know what's gonna happen, but
I'm just saying the champions and the other guys, Theory and Waller, they haven't done anything with them either, and they're trying to break them up now.
Well, they
which
had
makes
the
no
singles
sense.
match with Waller.
They haven't had a tag match.
They've not
had a tag match since they won the championship.
I know.
But it's just they're.
Why? You have tag
they
teams.
Don't know what they're doing with the tag belts.
There could be
You have
reason 'cause
Street
it
Profits.
could be because a lot of people are injured.
No, but you have
It could
Street
be
Profits. You have DIY.
Yes.
You have tag teams. You have tag teams on both shows.
I know.
They're
Hell, you had enough tag teams.
the guys from Legato were on there. It's it's the same with the women's. It's there's not they don't use the tag divisions correctly.
Yeah.
That's my only gripe.
All right.
But Bailey fall into this too, where she's kind of been a forgotten champion.
Yes,
It's you kind of don't.
I agree with you with this.
That's what I'm saying. There's a kind of a pattern of they're not really using the champions.
I'm almost wondering if
I feel like she's really injured.
I
That's
do,
why.
but I also do think a lot of stories got killed because they weren't going a certain way under somebody. And then
not only that too, but I think Brian did say I think injuries have something to do with it.
Yeah.
There's some folks that
They're
were supposed to be in things,
But that's just what I'm saying.
and it's just
there's
not
a lot of
flowing the way they want it to.
Right. If you get injured, they don't push them.
Right now, your two of your major women wrestlers are the tag champions.
Yeah. Right.
So it's you can't do anything with that
you can't
division
do
right
anything
now.
Really.
your
and,
other majors are hurt or not under contract.
And you have Nia
Right.
now, who's the only women contender.
And don't forget, we have a bunch of rookies that they're
and
really
she's gonna
trying
like,
to prop up.
and she's gonna
So.
just like squash possibly at SummerSlam, and then you're stuck with that. It's like they've kind of painted themselves into a bunch of corners.
Yeah, they'll figure it out. But right now, it's a little tough.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got Bailey.
Josh,
Who
who you got?
I got Bailey because this is her first defense, and you haven't had her on TV at all, and you're going to have her lose.
No,
I don't care if she's hurt.
She hasn't had a championship match.
She doesn't have a championship. She hasn't really done
She's defended
you're
it
right,
since
but she's
WrestleMania.
been on TV.
I don't care if she's hurt. To have her lose it just feels like,
Yeah.
okay, why?
She's
Yeah.
going to fight Nia Jax.
Yes.
No doubt.
Yeah, and she'll get squashed there. So I have
Maybe,
Bailey winning
maybe
this
not.
one. So it's clean sweep again.
Clean sweep. Wow, we got.
I think this is all going to be very formulaic. I don't think there's going to be much change on this.
This is what I want to talk about next.
All right. Next up, we have the WWE Universal Championship. Cody Rhodes, the champion, up against the phenomenal one, AJ Styles.
So we already had this match.
Yes, at Lyon.
Yes, we had this match,
Yes.
which we all thought AJ Styles, this could be his retirement.
Yes.
Then on SmackDown, no joke, Mark, because I haven't been watching wrestling long. I was like, oh, am I witnessing history? Is he retiring?
Oh, no.
He's building it all up.
Mark, he doesn't know.
He doesn't know.
He's
He
building
doesn't
it all
know.
up.
He doesn't know.
Well,
He doesn't know.
For people listening, AJ Styles says, I'm retiring because he wanted to gun for the belt.
He Mark Henry'd him.
And the manager said, listen, you got to go from the bottom to the top. You can't just jump to the top.
Yeah.
Even though he already wrestled him in France.
For those in the know, we call this the Mark Henry.
Well, when we get there, then you can explain.
Okay.
So he comes out. He does this big speech.
Yes.
And I'm like, man, he really is retiring.
Yes.
And he's got his buddies with him. They
Yes.
kiss the air.
Yes.
They do all that. Then he asks Cody Rhodes to come out. Cody Rhodes comes out. They give pleasantries to each other. They shake hands. They hold their arms up.
Brian was crying.
I was crying. I was
Oh, AJ, why?
Then out of nowhere,
AJ?
AJ heals on Cody.
Yeah.
And takes him down.
Yeah.
Gets him in the full body
Styles
pin,
clash.
jumps down. Bam.
Yeah.
And then people are like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden now Cody Rhodes is up against AJ Styles.
Yeah.
And they almost had it out on
Yeah.
Friday night.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes is out in the
Pacing
back.
for hours,
Yes.
waiting for him.
Oh, I'm going to get him.
I'm
Gonna
going
get
to
him.
kick this guy's butt.
And they had all the security there.
All these weird guys.
Yeah,
In 10 years, one of those guys will be a champion.
Probably.
That was a very, very funny
tell me
meme
what-
that I saw over the weekend.
I really thought AJ Styles was retiring.
So,
Now let's educate.
for those in the know, I like to call this the Mark Henry. Years ago.
There's two things named after Mark Henry. This and the roll up from dropping
Yes.
a guy.
Yes, from having a guy on the ground and rolling him up and picking him up. I call this the Mark Henry because Mark Henry did this once where he wore a salmon suit on a Raw, came out after he had lost the match to John Cena,
Okay.
who was the champion, and they were in a thing, and he ate in same kind of thing. He was told he wasn't going to be the contender, blah, blah, blah. He was trying to get a match. They wouldn't give it to him. So he feigned an injury, came out and said the injury was too bad,
Oh.
that he couldn't continue. He had to retire, blah, blah, blah. Did the whole thing.
Yeah.
John Cena came out, like they hugged. Mark Henry was crying
Yeah.
that he had to retire and everything. And then as he's hugging him, he just literally like turns, picks him up. Like the Otis, they call it the slam, where he picks the guy up and drops him. That's a Mark Henry's finisher back in the day.
Okay.
The greatest, the strongest. I can't remember it now.
World's strongest slam.
World's strongest slam. Thank you.
Okay.
And drops Cena in the middle of the ring.
Wow.
And then that's how Mark Henry got his championship match against John Cena.
Wow. Now, what was the outcome of that?
I don't remember, but probably Cena beat him because it was John Cena.
Right. So
'Cause you can't see him,
you can't see him.
so it's hard to fight him.
I know. So this
It was
happened.
very hard for him to do that because he was holding on to him, and he still couldn't find
He's
him.
still going to see him.
He couldn't see him.
So this happened, and now here we are.
So now here we are.
Cody's primed. AJ Styles is like
Yes,
thinking.
and the Good Brothers are back being bad again,
his
and they're
buddy-
back being together.
Right.
And Mishin's been like relegated to walking around in hardly any clothes and
TikTok.
doing promos.
Right. So do we
And
think?
doing
And
stuff
on
on
NXT.
TikTok.
And on
do we
NXT.
think, do we think? I mean, like, I don't think Cody Rhodes is going to lose the belt, but that we just saw this match. So I'm like, what can they do differently? Right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we saw
Because remember,
this.
whoever wins this match gets Gunther at SummerSlam.
Also, this is the I Quit match.
This is an I Quit match.
So they have to say I quit.
They do.
So
Wait, wasn't Cena and Mark Henry an I Quit match as well?
It might have been. I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure
it was a while back. It
And
was a
might
long
have been
time
the
ago.
chair and where he pulled down a thing of chairs on top of him.
Oh, that might have been, yeah,
I can't
because it was
remember
old
that.
So this
TLC.
match could go spill out to
The
anything.
TLC, yeah.
Could go anywhere. And who they're gonna fight Gunther. And I think Cody
Gunther,
Rhodes.
yes.
Gunther is. I think Cody Rhodes is the winner, but this
Yeah.
is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
And I totally forgot that was a W2F moment
Yes.
at Friday Night Show.
Ah,
I'm
there
doing
you go.
Cody Rhodes, man, but this is interesting. We'll see
Cody
what happens.
Rhodes. Who you got, Josh?
Cody, but that was John Cena versus Wade Barrett.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I also got Cody
That
winning
changes
this
the
because
whole
JJ. No, the match he was talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think AJ is gonna win this. It's
No.
gonna be Cody.
Yeah. Clean sweep.
Can you see? Finally, to wrap this all up, we have the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Judgment Day's Damian Priest up against the Scottish psychopath, Drew
Scottish bastard.
McIntyre.
This is the match
Drew McIntyre.
I'm really looking forward to this match. I like Drew
Drew.
McIntyre. And I think Damian Priest won this belt by default because Money in the Bank.
Hook and crook.
And every time he wrestles and wins, he's got to have Judgment Day. Now, we just had a match.
Some
and
interference.
Judgment Day is going to be there
I
because
stole that from Wrestle Talk online, guys. They call it finterference.
Yeah,
Anytime that Judgment Days interfere in anything.
Drew lost, but it was kind of a shit show.
Oh, language.
It was a shoot show.
Poop show.
So Judgment Day will be there,
They will be.
but I feel like Drew has to win. This is his home country. He's going to win this. He needs to win this because they've been building this up for months now. He's been injured. I don't care. After WrestleMania, he was robbed, in my opinion. So Drew, all the way. Damian Priest will finally lose it because honestly, since he's had the belt, he really hasn't done much with it. He's just been kind of like too busy telling Dom to do things, and,
Yeah.
you know. And I like Judgment Day, but I don't think he deserves the championship.
So you're going Drew.
Oh, yeah.
After all that. Okay.
Yeah, Drew.
All right, Josh, who you got?
Drew. I think Drew is going to win.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow, you guys really think Drew's going to win?
What I'm hoping
Yeah.
is this is the start of the destruction of the Judgment Day. Finally.
Okay.
Josh, you know what this is though? Drew gets it, and this will make the CM Punk Drew match way more interesting with a belt involved. That's what I think.
Yeah.
All
When
right.
you have a belt involved, it makes the tension better.
Wow.
And I think CM Punk has taken a back seat. We haven't seen
Well, he's
him in
injured.
a while. From what? He hasn't done anything.
Well, because he's still recovering.
I know, but
But he was at NXT over the weekend, and he didn't show any looks of any injury.
he was in Hartford. That's the last time we
without any
saw him
injuries
on
stuff.
WWE.
So he might be cleared at this point.
So
All right. Well,
I just think it would be
After-
it just makes sense.
after all those clean sweeps,
wow, Mark, you're going.
we're going to not have full, complete clean sweep because I'm going Damian Priest.
Wow.
And I'll tell you why.
Yeah, please. I'm all ears.
CM Punk is going to show up at the Clash of the Castle and cost Drew McIntyre the belt to set up Drew McIntyre CM Punk at SummerSlam.
I think you make a good point, but we make a good point. I think no matter what, this is going to lead to a CM Punk Drew McIntyre.
Because I think what's going to
fight.
happen is we're going to get to this. This is going to continue the story of Drew being beat down and being cost the belt, and he's going to finally just snap. And they're all talking about the next pay-per-view is Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank.
And who lost their belt because of Money in the Bank? Drew McIntyre. Who's going to win this year's Money in the Bank? Drew McIntyre.
And you think Damian Priest is going to go up against somebody, win, and then Drew comes in with Money in the Bank and gets revenge? You think that's a long con?
And CM Punk costs him that too.
We got to stop with the
No.
CM Punk eventually.
No, this is going to all lead to SummerSlam.
All right.
It's going to be continual. That CM Punk's just going to keep
His
prodding.
foil. It's his foil.
Because they keep doing the thing. Like, they just had a thing online. Drew McIntyre was at a WWE headquarters, and they had him change it to a picture of CM Punk's face, and he's, like, crying or something. This is, like, the long play they're doing.
Okay.
It's CM Punk versus Drew.
You know what? I like your play.
I do see what you're saying, Mark.
So I think
I just
this-
want him to win it.
Yeah,
I
me
know,
too.
but
It's
I
his
think that they're going to
hometown.
do this
He's gotta
because
win.
Damien's not going to lose it now. I think they're going to set this up with the long story I've been talking about, because this leads into this is what I wanted to save my Judgment Day stuff for. Because I also think this thing like you're talking with the Judgment Day slowly dissolving starts picking up at this show as well. Because I think Finn is going to somehow be a part of this thing where he
they're gonna
accidentally
be there.
costs them the loss, or
Yeah.
they come out because they're banned from ringside.
No, they're
as of
not.
Monday. Yes, as of Monday.
No, they.
Drew won the match.
No,
so
I
that
thought
means
Drew
Judgment Day
lost.
is no.
Judgment Day is
no.
there.
Drew won the match.
Am I remembering it wrong?
You're remembering it wrong. Drew won the match.
Did he?
Yes, he beat Finn.
Oh,
He pinned Finn.
Josh.
He pinned Finn
Look that
clean.
up.
So the Judgment Day is banned from
Look at-
ringside.
Oh, look, why do I think I thought
I didn't want to say. I was letting you go
You
off on
could've
your
corrected
thing.
me.
I don't know, because then I might lose. I want to get points. This is all about winning. It's a competition.
I really thought Judgment Day could be there.
No, Judgment Day is
How
banned
did
from
that
ringside.
match end? Why am I blanking?
Damien comes out. JD comes up on the ring. Drew knocks out
Oh yeah,
JD.
Drew went ballistic on everybody.
Drew takes out Carlito. Finn's in the ring. Drew runs the ropes. Claymore kicks Finn.
Right.
Pins Finn. Damien stands on the ringside looking at Drew. That's how they ended Raw.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I really thought Judgment Day could be there.
Nope.
Josh, what's your?
Judgment Day is banned from ringside.
I'm trying to find it.
Oh, well, we'll go with Mark.
Just look at the
because
Raw results from Monday.
I can't
That's what I'm
remember.
trying to get to.
It's on the. It's got to be on the
It's
website.
literally on the webpage. Mark's probably right, but for some reason I was like, really? I really thought Judgment Day could be there
Yeah.
because that would make it interesting. But okay, if they're not there, well, that's a fair fight then. I think
Yeah.
you're right. Million to one, Mark's right.
I'm there. I got it.
Who won?
McIntyre won.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. I
And
missed
it
Yeah.
bars him from the ringside.
All right.
Yep.
Cool. I remembered it wrong for
Yeah.
some
So that's
reason.
what I'm saying.
thought
I think
Drew
it's going to
lost.
be that happens, and then the Judgment Day tries to come out, and while they're trying to come out, then they're like, "You can't. You're barred from ringside." That whole distraction happens. CM Punk appears, takes out Drew. Crowd flips out. They're throwing a fit. Damien turns around. The ref turns around, pins Drew. Match over.
You're probably right.
Maybe. But you know what? It'll be interesting. That match will be because we all picked different. So
Well, you guys picked differently than me, but I think that's what's because they're leading. I think that the long con is Drew and CM Punk.
Oh yes, I
Yeah.
agree. I agree that CM Punk.
Yeah, that's
and
they're
Drew,
building up to that
they are.
at SummerSlam.
They kind of threw the Damian Priest thing in now because he got the Clash of the Castle, and
Yeah.
CM Punk kind of we haven't seen him since Harper.
Well, because he's hurt, so they still couldn't do anything with him yet.
No, I know.
So I think that's the other thing too. Is I think
but he's
that's
been
what they're
egging
going to.
him on from the
Yeah,
stands.
but I think that's going to be the thing of he's going to. You might even come out and do anything. You might come out. You might not touch Drew at all.
Right.
You might just appear.
Yes, like
and
he has
distract
been
Drew,
doing.
and Drew loses it that way, and then
Right,
he's like,
when he was up in
then
the,
he has to do the thing where he has to be in the, and they'll do the story where he's saying he has to be in Money in the Bank, and he needs to be Money in the Bank, and they might even do a thing where he's not in Money in the Bank, and then he takes out somebody and interjects himself into Money in the Bank
yeah.
to then win the Money in the Bank.
Now,
So
Money in the Bank.
Hey.
There's a woman in the men's.
there's a woman
Yes.
and a man's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Liv Morgan is saying she wants Money in the Bank. But,
Well, she won it last year,
oh no, Lyra. Is
Yeah,
saying
Lyra's
she,
gonna-
she
yeah,
wants Money in
yeah.
the Bank, which
But
I
hey-
think she should get.
and Jey Uso wants the men's.
Don't forget. I was at. Were you at that show too when
Yes.
Money in the Bank happened?
Yeah, and Brock
then-
came out.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar just put himself in it.
Yeah, came out and beat everybody and just won it. And
I'm not kidding, Brian. It was literally his music played.
That was
he
the year
came
Bailey
out,
won.
Climbed
That's
the
awesome.
ladder, and won.
Yeah.
That's the way
He
to
wasn't
do it.
even in the. He wasn't
Yeah,
even.
he wasn't in the
booked.
match. He showed up at the very end. Everyone's laid out and he just appears.
Oh yeah, because Ali was climbing up the ladder.
Yeah.
Who won Money in the Bank last year?
Damian
Damien.
Priest.
That was Damian. Oh, you're right.
And Liv
was.
Morgan.
I
Liv
remembered Damian Priest winning because I was
No,
only
Io
watch-
Sky.
I was watching
Was it EO?
only.
Yeah, EO won it because EO cashed in on.
Yes, they talked
Right.
about
Yeah.
that on Monday night. When I was only watching the pay-per-views last year, I remember Money. I didn't understand Money in the Bank. I didn't know, so it was Damian Priest who
Yeah.
won it live, obviously,
Yeah.
because he
With shenanigans.
cashed in on
With
WrestleMania.
Red Judgment Day shenanigans.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
All right, this is gonna be a good one. I think the last one's gonna be very interesting. Where does this all go?
Yeah.
I think honestly, still is.
This would be my
favorite
chance.
thing I
My
watch.
chance to catch
I
up
watch every
finally. I
week.
could finally get away from you guys. That wasn't even like because I picked beforehand. I didn't wait until we did now. You guys picked first.
That's a 2-pointer, right?
They're
it's
all
two-pointer.
2-pointers. Everything's 2-pointers.
Is it all the belts? It's
Yeah.
It's all
belts.
So
Wow.
It's all
Unless
2-pointers.
something gets announced tomorrow on Friday.
They won't. They usually don't do something that close.
I mean, they did last time. They announced the women's
But that
match.
was a pre-show thing.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They could be announced something like that. Yeah.
If they do, we'll text each other.
Yeah.
But
I
that
mean,
was a pre.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's like a
Meaning Brian will be
solo
texting us.
solo Kevin thing or something.
But that was a pre-show. Like they gave us the highlights. They didn't even show us the whole match.
Well, they do show you the match when you watch it live.
I did watch it live. I watched it live.
I thought about this morning, really quickly, before we go. With everything moving to Netflix, like
Yeah.
Raw,
Yeah,
like I never watch Raw when it first airs.
I watched.
Like at
it.
8:00, I don't catch it right at the beginning. I'll jump in like at 9:30, but I'll start from the beginning
Yeah.
and watch it then.
Yeah.
Was that a thing Netflix can do?
Yeah, they have live events.
Like when you watch like a live event, can you jump in later in the live event and start from the beginning, or do you have to start it wherever the live event is?
I know ESPN Plus lets you do it, so I don't see why Netflix wouldn't be able to do
It
it.
depends on the service.
Yeah.
Because I don't have Netflix, but when
Because
Peacock.
I remember when like the what's his face's comedy special was like the big comedy special that was live.
Yeah.
I remember that you couldn't.
Oh.
You jumped in wherever it was, and then you
And
could
then
go
you had
back
to
and watch
wait,
it afterwards.
Yeah. Okay. So on Peacock, if I go to a
At
pay-per-view,
Peacock, you can't.
You
Yeah.
can't.
You gotta,
It's-
wherever it is where it is.
Yeah. So I bet you it's going to be that way. So
Well, that's what I was saying. ESPN Plus, because I watch Pat McAfee from if I come in late or if I'm at work.
Just watch it on YouTube.
Right, but there's times where I've had to watch it on ESPN Plus because something was weird with YouTube.
can you rewind it?
ESPN Plus lets you
Start from the beginning, just like regular
on
streaming
a
thing.
live.
I think it depends. I think, and
So that's gonna be a major issue
for some people, yes.
for a lot of people. 'Cause I don't think a lot of people watch it live, like on time.
I
live.
know my grandfather and my brother do.
Well, I know,
They
but I'm
watch it
saying, but I
live.
mean, there's a huge conglomerate of people like yourself that doesn't watch
I
it.
watch it next
I
day.
don't watch it live.
Yeah.
But honestly, I'm excited for Netflix because they're going to do, if there's going to be breaks between the matches, we get to see the whole matches. Like, come on, this is good.
Oh,
I'm so sick
that
of
reminds
commercials
me.
in the middle of my match.
Brian,
What?
have you been keeping up with NXT at all?
You know what? NXT is not totally on my radar, but
Next week's gonna be a good one.
This is what I've been doing. I'm on the YouTube page and they post a bunch of stuff.
No,
Yeah.
so it's-
I've been
you're at least-
watching
you're at least
old
keeping up
NXT
with it.
matches.
Yeah, it's good
And
stuff.
I watched a really fascinating match between Tiffany Stratton and Lyra.
TV time.
Tiffany Stratton. That was a good match between
Yeah,
both of
they
them.
were good back then. They had a good rivalry back in the day.
And
That's
that
what
was
I
from
mean, is
last year.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying you're watching the show, but you're at least keeping up to date with it.
Yes, I
Next
know.
week we'll have a good NXT.
I
It's
know
a 25 man
Cody was-
over the top battle royal for the number one contender, and Cody was like, "That's going to be guys from this locker room and other locker rooms."
Yeah,
Really?
There,
Now, is
yeah,
that
there
a
was
pay-per-view?
mention of-
Their pay-per-view?
No, it's like a regular show,
it's their regular show.
setting up a match
But it's
for the
setting
next
up-
pay per view.
yeah.
Yeah.
But Brian,
What?
there was also a AEW reference in this.
Yes,
one,
there was. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
which
yes.
is funny.
I do want to watch NXT.
It's going to the CW. Speaking of the CW.
I know. CW, right?
Yeah. It's going to be very CW.
Could be CW.
It's going to be very CW.
But it's on Peacock and Hulu, and then their YouTube page
For now.
posts all the
Yeah.
matches.
For now.
Well, they're still going to do that.
CW is not a part of Hulu. Neither is Netflix.
Well, Netflix, I don't. Well, then I'll have to watch it on Peacock. No, CW, they're on
I don't know if
part
it'll
of
be
Hulu.
on Peacock.
They're part of Hulu.
Yeah, but I don't know if like that's the thing. Like I don't know how this is all going to work. Like, if the show's on Netflix,
You can only watch it on Netflix.
you're not going to watch it on Netflix.
But Peacock will have the
CW is on Hulu.
they might not have Peacock might not have it because it's on USA right now,
Right.
which
But-
is a Peacock-owned
I understand, but what
thing.
Peacock does, because they
Do they air SmackDown
They're-
on Peacock?
yes, they have 1 month. They're behind by 1
Yeah,
month.
Yeah,
It's not-
see,
it's
that's
not
the thing.
live.
Store everything on
so that's the
It's
thing.
it's the archive.
It's an archive.
But
so like,
CW is on Hulu.
yes, CW is
Yeah.
on Hulu. So
Yeah.
Million to One Hulu, I'll be able
So
to
Hulu will
watch.
have everything. So you have to
Yes.
watch on Hulu.
Yeah, I'll stick. It'll be Netflix and Hulu. Like
Yeah.
I'll just have to have one more app.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Peacock because
Which isn't a
it's
cheap
home-
app, by the way,
What is?
anymore. Netflix.
I know. That's
Well,
why I got rid of it.
It's like almost $20 a month now.
Brian,
know,
you have Disney Plus?
Yes, I have Disney Plus.
You can just upgrade to like another $2 to get Hulu.
Yeah, you get the
No, I
bundle.
have.
Yeah.
I have Hulu, ESPN, and
Oh, so you
Disney
got the
Plus
package?
bundle. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like $25 a month.
Oh, you
Or-
bundle, do you?
I bundle it. That's what streamers are doing now. It's cheaper. But two things I watch. I'm never cable
This is
bundling.
the same guy who 10 years ago, oh, the bundle on the cable. Got a bundle on the cable, blah, blah, blah. It's
Well,
stupid.
their bundles were
I don't think it's
phone,
stupid.
internet,
It's the same
cable.
thing.
Hey, I do both, so
It's the same thing.
But I don't have cable.
I know you don't.
And you don't have cable either.
No.
So there you go.
I live in a
I do.
fantastic area, that's why. Anyways. Yeah.
Are we done yet?
Want a bundle?
All
right.
right. End this show.
Yes.
Oh my god.
All right. For all those
Oh
who
my
stayed
God.
around for this, we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Oh jeez.
And as always, be safe, be well, and be kind.
And rewind. We'll see you next week. Holy smokes.
Night, Rocky.
Good night, Rocky.
I'm gonna write some
I'm writing a
notes.
note
I'm
right
gonna
now.
be mean.
Brian and Mark talked about these people this many times, and I'm going to make it in the comments. I can't believe that they would say this about you.